Hey, y'all. Jefferson Griffin's dumpster fire attempt to steal a seat from Allison Riggs on the North Carolina Supreme Court is over. And I know what you're thinking. Why would Republicans fight so hard? Why would they threaten to burn down the whole apparatus just so they could get one seat out of seven on the North Carolina Supreme Court? It wasn't about that one seat. I'm going to tell you why. I'm Billy Ball, senior editor at Cardinal and Pine, and this is Billy Ball Explains North Carolina. Y'all bear with me. This is kind of wonky, but it's really important. The reason they fought so hard to steal a seat from Allison Riggs is the same reason that Democrats fought so hard to preserve Riggs' win. It has to do with who Riggs is. Like the justice who swore her in Tuesday, Anita Earls, Riggs is an attorney who spent her career fighting things like gerrymandering, which is and has been for a long time the greatest danger to North Carolina's democracy, bar none. Gerrymandering is where one political party draws district lines to make it easier for their party to stay in power. It's effective. These days, you can use computers to carve up the state's voting districts and make it incredibly difficult for one political party to lose, which is precisely what Republicans and Democrats have been doing in this state for generations. Republicans, because they're in power right now, want judges and justices in the North Carolina courts who will go along with gerrymandering because in the year 2030, they'll get to draw voting districts again. And they want to make sure the North Carolina courts, specifically the North Carolina Supreme Court, is stacked with partisan hacks who will let them do what they want, which is exactly what they have right now. Take the Jefferson Griffin case. Even to me, a guy with no legal experience whatsoever, there's got to be a problem with changing the rules of an election after the election happened to help your party win. But Republican judges Paul Newby, Tamara Barringer, Trey Allen, and Phil Berger Jr., hey, that's the son of the Republican who runs the state legislature. Not a coincidence. As well as two Republican judges on the North Carolina Court of Appeals did what they could to let Griffin do just that and steal the election from Allison Riggs. No, the Jefferson Griffin case didn't raise questions about the partisan bent of North Carolina's courts, as some newspapers have written. It raised those questions and then answered them definitively. They are partisan because there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that a truly nonpartisan judge would go along with Jefferson Griffin's case, which was like a love letter to fascism. You have to give credit to Republican Justice Richard Dietz and federal judge Richard Myers. It was a good week for Richards, y'all. Myers is a Trump appointee who, like Dietz, wasn't feeling it. It was Myers who threw out Griffin's goof troop case and got him to concede. These folks proved they put being a judge before they put being a Republican. So now what? Riggs' win means that in the next few years, Democrats could change the makeup of the North Carolina Supreme Court and maybe do away with gerrymandering. To do that, they'll have to hold on to Justice Anita Earl's seat too, which will be up in 2026, and then pick up some more seats in 2028. It's not far-fetched at all. I can hear you now. Why are you just bashing Republicans, Billy? What's to stop Democrats from gerrymandering too? I hear you, Mom. Yes, Democrats gerrymandered North Carolina for years before Republicans, and no, Democrats aren't perfect, of course not. But it's clear they're much more likely to be pressured into doing something about gerrymandering by their voters right now. Plus, North Carolina doesn't have a way for voters to directly put a constitutional ban on gerrymandering on the ballot. Some states allow citizens to do that, but North Carolina isn't one of them. So we have to rely on elected state legislators and judges and justices like Allison Riggs and Anita Earls to do that. The goal for good government, folks, has to be to eventually take it out of politicians' hands altogether and put it into the hands of independent redistricting commissions or some other less partisan form of redistricting, which is what some states do already. If you got something out of this video, make sure to like it below and share it. And follow Cardinal and Pine for more Billy Ball Explains North Carolina.